My name is Jeff Taylor. I'm a senior product manager for Smart Notebook Software. Smart Notebook Software has been around for 14 years. So the first release was January 1994, and now we're on the 10.7 release, and we have over 4.3 million users of the software. Smart Notebook Software is an ideal piece of software for creating, delivering, and managing lessons because it was designed from the ground up for that sole purpose. We focus on ease of use, so we don't want teachers to have to learn a complicated piece of software. We want them to just be able to jump in and start creating their lessons. So every new feature we add, we focus on making sure that it's easy to use and that teachers will understand it right away. As we add new functionality, for example, Smart Notebook math tools, we've integrated it right into Notebook. So once teachers know how to use Notebook, it's very easy for them to grasp the new functionality because they don't have to learn a new user interface, they don't have to learn a new piece of software, they just have to learn the additional functionality. It's really designed for the non-linear nature of teaching. So teachers don't expect to travel the same path every time. So this allows them to quickly add images or video or add a new page, move things around. They can go off on a tangent, and the software very easily adapts to that mode of education. So it's not structured. They can take it in any direction they want to go. This particular new version was created specifically because we were launching new hardware. The 800 series smart boards were released, and it provided a whole bunch of new functionality. The boards recognize multiple touches, that recognizes the type of touch. So now we can have more than one student at the board using more than one type of tool. Multi-touch and gestures really are important because it's becoming part of our day-to-day life. Anybody who has a smartphone is starting to use gestures on those phones, and really it's a more natural way with interacting with objects, with interfaces. So what Smart's done is we've really taken the touch gestures you would use on a small screen and transferred them to a really large screen. So the gestures that we've integrated into the product are intuitive. They're integrated right into it, so you don't need a special operating system like Windows 7. You can use it with the operating system you're using today. We've also added a whole bunch of new features and improved the functionality of existing features. So we've added gestures for our SB800 users, so they can zoom the page with 2 fingers, or they can scale objects, they can rotate objects. We've also added gestures for our SB6 users, so single finger gestures, such as swipe to change the page, or they can flick objects across the page to each other. So the multi-touch capabilities of the board will improve collaboration because you can have more than one student working at the board at a time. Those students aren't constrained to using particular tools. They can use whatever tool they want. So one student can use a pen while another can use a finger to do completely different operations. Students can work together to solve problems. They can pass objects back and forth. They're not constrained to a particular place on the board. So really you can have more people at the board working together to solve problems together. The release of Smart Notebook 10.7 really has something for everyone. We focused a lot on multi-user and multi-touch. We focused on gestures for both our multi-touch users with the SB800 boards as well as our SB6 users. We've really focused on the overall product quality, so everybody will have a better experience. And we've also added new features like calligraphic ink. So I think our users will be really pleased with this release.